Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna जय राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ राधा गोपी जन वल्लभ श्री राधे जय निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि जय निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि जय निताय पतित जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय देव जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि हाय गौर सीतानाथे प्रेमानंदे हरि कृष्ण वृंद की जय सद्गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपास्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दिनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम् ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 14, Verse number 32. नायम अर्हत्य असद्वृत्यो नायम अर्हत्य सद्वृत्तो नरदेववरासनम् नरदेववरासनम् यो अधियज्ञपतिं विष्णुम् योऽधियज्ञपतिं विष्णुम् विनिन्दत्य अप अनपर अनपत्रपः विनिन्दत्य अनपत्रपः नायम् अर्हत्य सद्वृत्तो नरदेववरासनम् योऽधियज्ञपतिं विष्णुम् विनिन्दत्य अनपत्रपः Anyway. नायमर्हत्य सद्वृत्तो नरदेववरासनम् योऽधियज्ञपतिं विष्णु विनिन्दति अनपत्रपः नायं विन्दति नरदेववरासनम् योऽधियज्ञपतिं विष्णु विनिन्दति अनपत्रपः नायमर्हत्य सद्वृत्तो नरदेववरासनम् योऽधियज्ञपतिं विष्णु विनिन्दति अनपत्रपः Synonyms: na, never. I am this man. Arhati, deserves. Asatvittaha, full of impious activities. Naradeva, of the worldly king or worldly god. Vara asanam, the exalted throne. Yaha, he. Yaha, he who. Adhiyagnapatim, the master of all sacrifices. Vishnum, Lord Vishnu. Vinidati, Vinindati, insults. Anapatrapaha, shamelessness, shameless. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The saintly sages continued, this impious, impudent man does not deserve to sit on the throne at all. He is so shameless that he even dared insult the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Purport. One should not at any time tolerate blasphemy and insult against Lord Vishnu or his devotees. A devotee is generally very humble and meek, and he is reluctant to pick a quarrel with anyone, nor does he envy anyone. However, a pure devotee immediately becomes fiery with anger when he sees that Lord Vishnu or his devotee is insulted. This is the duty of a devotee. Although a devotee maintains an attitude of meekness and gentleness, it is a great fault of his on his part if he remains silent when the Lord or his devotee is blasphemed. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिर्नाम हरिर्नाम एव केवलम कलो नास्तेव गतिरन्यथा. So I seek blessings from all the assembled devotees and Vaishnavas online or in person. Absolutely have no qualification or realization to sit here and speak on this most glorious Amala Puranam. Has no contamination whatsoever, and I'm full of contamination. So actually doesn't go hand in hand, but as a duty and service and trying to purify myself, I'll try to repeat few things that I have heard. Please bless me, pray for me that I can share something meaningful to implement or or practice in my own life. Translation again. The saintly sages continued, This impious, impudent man does not deserve to sit on the throne at all. He is so shameless that he even dared insult the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivisto matta smritirgnanam apohanam cha vedesya sarve rahameva vedyo vedanta krita veda videva chaham. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15.15, chapter 15, verse 15 says that I am the one who give everyone the forgetfulness and the remembrance. This is the perfect example how King Vena has forgotten what is Lord Vishnu's position. Bhagavan, who is the maintainer, creator, and ultimately destructor, he who is responsible for anything that goes on indirectly or directly, who is rather responsible. Instead of responsible, we can use the word aware. Upadrashta Anumanta. He is the one who is sanctioning and overseeing. He is in our heart as a Paramatma. He has completely forgotten that fact. And he's using even the scriptures or understanding of scriptures to prove that they don't need to worship Lord Vishnu or demigods. And I am the one who is representing everyone, and you all should be worshipping me. Such a level of ignorance, such a level of um, uh, not being aware of what is reality. He who is who the king, he is supposed to be responsible for the well-being of all the subjects. Praja, in Sanskrit, praja also sometimes it is used for your children or the family members. So praja is the prajapati, progenitor. So every living entity actually that is living in that kingdom, the king is responsible for their well-being. And the ideal way in the Vedic scriptures is mentioned that provide them the facility to practice Krishna consciousness, to make sure that that living entity does not come back into this material world and be subjected to birth, death, old age, and disease. They perfect their life in whatever body they are. They should be engaged in Krishna's service so that further they would make advancement going back to Krishna, going back to, in their on their way back to Krishna. So king's responsibility, government's responsibility, any sane person's responsibility is to facilitate that for everyone around them. Now, from that ideal situation to where we have brought ourselves now, or what we are seeing in the scriptures, in this part of the Bhagavatam, is that the sages are so much worried that this king is completely impious. And now, somehow or the other, we have to have someone, some ruler, so they put him as a king. But looking at his activity now, they are approaching him for putting some sense into his mind that look, you have to do this, you have to do this, your subjects you're supposed to facilitate. And if they are pious, if they do spirituality, you are ultimately be benefited. But on the contrary, this king actually scolds them and gives all kinds of bad, uh, comparison, and tells them all kinds of foul things. So here the sages are, coming to conclusion, and in the further story that we'll come to know that they will take him out, basically. जय श्री राधा गोपीजन भगवान की जय, निताय पतित पावन गौर हरि भगवान की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. In the, I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere that there's a conversation between a sage and a butcher, or there is a comparison that a sannyasi or a brahmachari, a butcher, and a what is that? Jivova Marova, right? What is that? The person who is so much engrossed into doing bad activity, then that person, either he lives or dies.
That sannyasi.
Either he lives or dies, doesn't matter. Because while living, he will suffer the consequences of the bad karma, and by dying also, he is going to suffer. So, for that kind of a person who is engrossed in bad activity or things that is impious or vikarma, that person is, either he lives or dies, doesn't matter. The person who is full of spiritual activity or bhakti, it is stated that he should change the body as soon as possible and go into Krishna's service. And the what is it? There is another category that I'm forgetting.
A prince.
A prince.
What is? You live long.
Yeah, you live long, so you continue to do the good service for.
You continue to enjoy in this life. Afterwards, we don't know what will happen.
Okay. Okay. So this another example that comes into mind is why these sages are wanting to kill him or get him out of the post, is because there is no other remedy left. There is no other solution that is left for the benefit of public in general. Now, when we come across this crime or penal code, or giving people some kind of a punishment for any crime that anyone does, Prabhupada explains in one of the purports, that it is a favor done by the government or the authorities to put that person to a punishment for any, bad activity or any atrocity or anything that is committed by someone. If they are given the punishment in this life, is a favor, is a good thing. Because if they don't atone, or if they don't go through the punishment now, then in the future it could be compounded, it could be so much more. So it is best that one would get the reaction for any vikarma here and now, so that you can start fresh, or you don't have to get the compound interest. We all know that anything that we are doing that is out of sync, what Krishna doesn't want us to do, we get that, some signal, but I choose to ignore and say, no, 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 it's okay. It's okay. So, but it is actually not okay. And we really have to suffer. And the consequences could be really really, really grave. When we are going through, we are in that mode, ignorance and passion, then we do something and we judge on our own, and we give result also for that on our own. And we give the what what reaction I'm going to get. We just assume, oh, it's only this. But we have been reading every day, the 10 offenses of the holy name. We heard so much about offenses towards the Vaishnavas. We have heard so much about offenses towards the Dham, the offenses towards the deities. We have all this information, and if we don't act on it, if we don't really take that seriously, then we are subjected to really um, severe reactions, because we know. If we did not know, it's a different story. Somebody off the street has no idea what they are talking about, what they are doing, it's a different story. But when we know, it is our duty, topmost duty, to guard against anything that is detrimental to our bhakti. Because at the end of the day, um, that is what counts. I was so impressed by His Grace Amrendra Prabhu. We were talking after this Saturday evening, after the class, he was talking and meeting with devotees, and I really like to share this with all of you. That he said, spiritual process is very kind of simple. Explanation is, we are here trying to enjoy separately from Krishna. Now we have to get back to our original situation. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We are spirit, soul. We have to serve Krishna and try to serve as much as sincerely as possible, and make our life, human life, successful. Being a human is so rare, because we are amongst the human, we are not valuing the human life. Out of that, humans being a devotee of Krishna is so rare. Getting connected to the bona fide Guru Shishya Parampara, Guru disciple, disciplic succession is so rare, and we have to perfect our lives. Now we are already up to here, and then if we think, no, 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 this is, I just came here, or I just got into this by some uh, bizarre arrangement, and let me explore other options. What are the other options do we have? And what is the benefit, or what is the final goal that could be achieved by the other options? If you evaluate that, you will not even think of doing anything else other than what we already know. So he said, there is only way to reach or become Krishna conscious or perfect our human life is to get serious and be sincere about service, and be fully convinced and sincere about this process. That is the only way out. Someday, some lifetime, you will have to do that. So why not this life? That is the only process. That is the only way. With so much conviction he was speaking, that of course you might not get convinced, because I'm speaking and I don't have any realization and any convinced. I myself is not so convinced about this what I'm speaking. But I was really, really, really uh, impressed, and very much in awe, the way he was delivering his uh, presentation. It was so amazing. So we really have to get serious. And here, King Vena is definitely not serious about his spiritual life or spiritual life of his subjects. As a fatherly figure, as a parental figure, as somebody who is maintaining or providing the facility for all the subordinates. He should be the one who is thinking about and going to the sages and making sure that all the activities in the kingdom are going according to Vedic culture. Am I doing it right? What else I can do to facilitate? Instead, he is actually stopping everything and saying, I am the one to be worshipped. You don't need to do anything else. And he has got completely wrong. And in the modern day, we don't have to go very far. In modern day, a few hundred years back, the communists or others, we have seen with our own eyes the examples of how certain religion is being spread, certain philosophy is being spread by taking God out of the picture. You know, in the name of secularity or secularism, we have thrown God out of window. And we want Ramarajya without Lord Ramchandra. We want to use all the gifts given by God without recognizing His presence. The Supreme Father's presence, we don't want to recognize, but we want to inherit that. And that is a recipe for a big disaster. Big, big, big calamity is definitely waiting for those who are not, uh, you know, who are not God conscious, who are not serious about spiritual life. By Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Mahaprabhu's mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, we have this Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What a blessing. What a blessing. You know, we really have to take this very sincerely. And just for the sake of saying I'm not following this at all. But Amarendra Prabhu was saying that the devotee's behavior should be like a soldier, you know, soldier that um, in Hindi they say, Nazar hati, durghatna ghati. You know, if you move your, attention from the enemy, anytime that bullet can pierce you. Same way as devotees, if we take off our vision or our eyesight from our real goal, which is to please Krishna, if we are not doing that, we are definitely serving Maya and we are going away from Krishna. So we really have to be very, very sincere and serious about the process that we have all taken up. And you all are really an amazing example of inspiration for me. I'm trying to do some uh, service. I really again pray to you all that you please bless me and pray for me that I can become more sincere and serious about this spiritual life. Um, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Krishna Kumar Prabhu ki jai.
Lord Hari. Anyone has any comments or correction, please share. Okay, then we pause here. Hare Krishna.